Very good morning, viewers. I welcome you all in a new topic, which is environmental pollution. This topic comes under environmental studies. So, first we should know about what is environmental pollution. So, environmental pollution is defined as the contamination of physical or biological component of Earth, atmosphere, or a system to in such an extent that normal environmental process are adversely affected. So here we should know first important thing is that we know about the environment. Environment is a uh, harmony between the living and non-living creature which is created by ecosystem. So the ecosystem has developed our environment in such a way that all the living organisms are growing, maturing themselves in a proper uniform way. Now when any substance or any material or any uh, contaminant which is present, maybe of physical nature or a biological nature, when the amount of or extent of that content is increased in the environment, and which is adversely affecting the normal function of environment, it is known as environmental pollution. Now the substance or contaminant which is used may called as pollutant or contaminant. This pollutant or contaminant may be of naturally occurring substance or synthetic substance or of energies, which is basically present in the nature, but when it causes its excess, its natural level, it causes contamination. So all type of substance are present in a nature itself, but the amount of the substance when crosses its natural level, it causes the contamination. So definitely there will be a changes occurs in the function of the environment when the level of contaminated get increases. So it may also called as that if we if the use of any natural resources will be at higher rate than the natural capacity, again it may be called as a pollution. The pollution may be of air, water, or land, because nature has a limited capacity. Although nature has a broad capacity to have a functioning, but has a limited capacity for certain contaminants. So if the level of that contaminated increases, so it may cause the pollution to the air, water, and land. So pollution can take place in the form of chemical substances or in the form of energies. There may be a sound energy like noise, that may be a heat energy, that may be in the form of light energy. So what are the effects of environmental pollution? So environmental pollution disturbs the ecosystem. We know the ecosystem, that is a harmony between the non-living and living creatures, so which is making a proper system for the development of organisms. So it definitely affects the plant, animal, humans, as well as the soil, water, and air. So there will be definitely a disturbance in the ecosystem. Then second effect is there is a definitely alteration in the general health status when the environment get polluted. So whenever environment get polluted, there may be rise in certain heavy metals, there may be rise in hydrocarbons, there may be rise in some number of naturally occurring chemical which is altering the health of humans. Then third important thing, there is an alteration in a normal balance cycle. As we know that there are certain cycles known as oxygen cycle, carbon cycles. So when we increase the environmental pollution, the level of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide will be increased in the environment. This may cause changes in the normal cycle, balance cycle, which is developed with the ecosystem. So there may be change in the water cycle also. There may be change in the oxygen cycle also. There may be change in the carbon cycle also. So due to the impact of environmental pollution, there is a change in the normal balance cycle. Then fourth important effect of the environmental pollution is it make unfit for number of creatures. As we have seen that there are a number of creatures which are now in endangered condition due to the environmental pollutions. So these endangered species are due to the non-cooperative conditions that is developed in the environment due to environmental pollutions. Now, what are the causes of environmental pollutions? There are two important causes or reasons for the environmental pollution. The first important reason is man-made, which is known as anthropogenic cause, and the second is a natural cause. So man-made cause is all we can say is a synthetic cause which are being developed and generated by human, and the natural causes are the causes which are arises due to the nature. So basically the causes which are arises due to nature is in a very limited way, which are not risky to the any type of organism which are present on the earth, while the man-made causes are making problem to the all the organisms present on the this particular ecosystem. Now, what are the different major forms of the environmental pollutions? So there are air pollution, light pollution, noise pollution, plastic pollution, soil pollution or contamination, radioactive contamination and pollution, thermal pollution, visual pollution and water pollution. Apart from that, there are certain more pollutions. In our syllabus, we have three different type of pollution: air pollution, soil pollution and water pollution. Near about all these pollution which are being told by me, all may be majorly concerned with this particular three type of pollutions, that are air pollution, soil pollution and water pollution. So one by one we should go with the different type of pollution. So first one is air pollution. So air pollution refers to the release of pollutant into the air that are detrimental to the human health and planet as a whole. It means that when the pollution is increased in air, which is causing certain changes in human health, or that is causing certain changes in the planet as a whole, are known as air pollution. The figure itself shows that there are pollutions created with the man-made causes due to the vehicles, due to the industrial waste, due to the household waste, and that is causing the pollution in the air. Now, what are the different types of air pollution? As we have seen the normal environmental pollution, the both are here. Also there are two reasons for the environmental air pollutions. The first is anthropogenic, that is man-made cause, and the second is a natural cause. Now here again I will tell you, for the natural cause, as it is a nature, it consists of everything. So contaminant is also a part of nature, but in a normal condition it is present in a very less amount. When the amount of that contaminated increases, but the concentration of that contaminated won't cause any risk to the any organism present on this planet, but still that concentration is increases from the normal level, the contaminant is known as pollutant. That's why nature is also causing certain pollutants that are increasing certain contaminants in the level which is not in the specified natural percentage, but still they are not causing risk to the humans. But the main cause is a prompt reason for causing the hazards. Now, what are the contaminants which are present in the air? So there are certain chemicals and particulates which are being available in the atmosphere. The chemicals may be common gaseous pollutant including carbon monoxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon fluorocarbons, and nitrogen oxide, which produce from the industries, motor vehicles, or from the production industries. Then photochemical ozone and smoke, which are created as a nitrogen oxide or hydrocarbons reacted to the sunlight. As we have seen this particular cases in metro cities, especially in Delhi, we see that there is a decrease in the concentration of oxygen due to this particular smoke and ozone formation. Then third important thing is a particulate matter or fine dust, which are being present in the atmosphere, which act as a air pollutant. They are present in the range in the micrometer size of PM10 to PM2.5. And the fourth important reason of contaminants in air pollution is smoking, which is causing again is a major reason for creating the air pollution. So what are the diseases arises due to this air pollution? The important diseases, irritations, which irritations to the eyes, nose, mouth, throat, or there may be a diminution in the energy level, so people won't feel energetic. There may be headache or dizziness. Then the second most important problem or disease is respiratory and lung disease, which include asthma, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and sometimes pulmonary cancer. This type of diseases are found basically in the patients who are active or passive smokers. So in that patient, that was observed that due to that air pollution created with the smokes cause cancer. And third most important is leukemia, a type of blood cancer which is usually associated with the exposure to the benzene vapors. Apart from that, there are certain severe more diseases which are causing due to air pollution, which are birth defect, immune system defect, cardiovascular, heart problems, and strokes. So these are certain diseases which are due to the air pollution. Now, how we can prevent this air pollution? How we can help in the preventing this air pollution? The first step we can take is the reduction in the combustion of fossil fuel like coal, oil for electricity and road transports. These are the major sources which are creating the air pollution. So we should stop the combustion of fossil fuels. The second is the reduction in the emissions from industrial and factory. As we see in that the industries and factories are releasing large amount of carbon monoxide, hydrocarbon, chemicals, and organic compound in the air. So we should have certain policies, certain arrangements to reduce the air pollution via these industries and factories. Then third important things is agriculture activities. There are certain pesticides, insecticides, fertilizers which are being sprayed, and due to that spraying of these particular fertilizers, the air get polluted with this carcinogenic pollutant, and which is causing a most important prompt disease, cancer. So we should prevent such type of fertilizer, insecticides, pesticides. We should replace it with the normal manures and less hazardous substance. The fourth important prevention is waste production, which is generally household production, and which are the due to the normal household working. So that is causing a methane generation in the landfill. So we should use in such a way that that waste product should be less. Then most important prevention for air pollution is we should increase more plantation, so that there should be more purification in the air, which will which will help to prevent the air pollution. Now the second type is the water pollution. Now water pollution occurs when a harmful substance, often a chemical or microorganisms, contaminate streams or river, lake, ocean or other bodies of water, degrading water quality and render it toxic for the human and environment. It means the pollution in water may occur due to chemicals or microorganisms, whether it may be in river or lake or in oceans or any system or a body of the water, that degrade the quality of water and render it to be toxic to the human being, that will become non usable for the human things. That may include particulate also, that may include certain chemicals also, that may include microorganism also. So this type of pollutions are known as water pollutions. Again, the water pollutions are of two types. First is anthropogenic, that is man-made causes, and second is the natural causes. Again, if you talk about the natural causes, here we should know that in the case of contaminant which occur naturally in water, even when there is a level are not high enough to pose a risk, water pollution is still said to such type of contaminants as they exceed the level that should be naturally present in the environment. It means if contaminant level is increased, you can also understand with this important example that the mother nature has its own window. That window means it is having a lower level and upper level of a contaminant. So the lower level of contaminants, below this a normal environmental condition is there and an ecosystem is developed. Now when the concentration of any contaminant increases, it rises from that particular lower level and reaching to the higher level. When it starts increasing the lower level, it may not harm any environmental organism, but the normal level get raised. Whenever a normal level get raised, it is known as pollutant. While on reaching to the higher level, it causes risk to the environment, it causes risk to the normal creature. In that case, it will become very serious. So that particular case won't occur with the nature, as nature has its own healing mechanism for contaminant. So nature is not causing that type of contamination which is making risk to the humans, so or the other organism. So in natural case, contamination occur when the normal level or normal concentration of the pollutant increases, but it won't risk to anyone. So what are the different contaminants which are observed in the water pollution? So there may be due to discharge of water waste from commercial and industrial waste into the water. So it may be in river, it may be you can say in ocean, or it may be in the ponds or lakes or whatever by the body which contains of water. The most important and the most common reason of water contamination is a commercial and industrial waste. The second most important thing is the discharge of untreated domestic sewage or chemical contaminated such as chlorine water from the treated sewage system. So we should not, the contamination reasons for the water pollution is a sewage. Treated water is again supplied to the water system. Then third is a release of waste contaminated into the surface runoff flowing to the surface water, that includes the urban runoff or agriculture runoff, which may contain the chemical fertilizer, pesticides, and the human feces from the open defecations. It means that whatever is present in the solid or you can say motherland, which is thrown in the form of agriculture contamination or urban contamination, get run off with the water into the sea, ocean, rivers, and the water resources with the flowing water. So this particular flowing water get contaminated with this, and all the bodies get contaminated with particular this type of contamination. Another reason for water contamination is the water disposal by the groundwater leaching. The groundwater is again get polluted, that is with the septic tanks or eutrophication or litterings. So these are also reasons for the groundwater pollutions. Then what are the diseases which are arise due to the water pollution? So there are very important infectious diseases which are arises due to the water pollution, such as typhoid, gadriasis, amoebiasis, ascariasis, hookworm. These are common infectious diseases which are arises due to the water pollution. Apart from that, there are certain more and more serious one, that is gastroenteritis, diarrheal disease, encephalitis, stomach cramps and aches, vomiting, then hepatitis, liver damage, cancer, kidney damage, neurological problem, reproductive and endocrine damage, inability to breathe, then degrading the immune function, decreasing the fertility, and disturbing the thyroid system. These are very serious problems which are arise due to the water pollutions. Apart from that, there is one more important impact of the water pollution. This water pollution makes a platform for the breeding for malarial mosquito, which is spreading again a disease. So whenever the water get polluted, it become a very important and good source for the growth of mosquitoes, especially the malaria mosquitoes. And these mosquitoes are creating a pandemic diseases. So again, this will become a important source of water pollution. Then the fourth important problem is associated with the use of pollutant water. When we use the pollutant water for bathing purpose, it may cause the harmful effect on the skin of the human beings. That may cause rashes, that may cause itchings, that may cause pinkness in the eye, and that may cause allergy. So this type of things occur when we use the polluted water. So these are the diseases which are being arises due to the water pollutions. So how we can prevent the water pollution? So water pollution can be prevented first by reducing the toxic waste from industrial waste and commercial waste. We should stop the toxin to be released from industrial and commercial waste to be distributed in the normal water. So if we stop that, the first important thing is the major source of the water pollution can be controlled. The second is reduction in plastic consumption. The plastic consumption can be used as in reusable or recycled form. The plastic material should not be thrown in the water for contamination. Then there should be proper dispose of chemical cleaners, oil, non-biodegradable item to keep them from the away from the water resources. Here we use number of oils and cleaners for vehicles. Also we use this particular oils. We should not throw it into the water system, because in water system if we go, it may cause pollution. Again, the non-biodegradable items. Here you should know about what is biodegradable and non-biodegradable. Biodegradable items are those items which are being digested by the microorganism present in the soil, water or environment. but the non-biodegradable items are not being digested with the such type of microorganisms. So we should not throw such type of non-biodegradable item in the water. Then fourth will be we should reduce the drainage of water from septic tank or eutrophication or litterings. Such type of water should not be thrown in the water, because that may cause again the water pollution. So these are the these are the important step how we can prevent the water pollution. Now the next type of pollution is known as soil pollution. So soil pollution is defined as the presence of toxic chemical, it may be pollutant or contaminant, in the soil in high enough concentration to pose the risk to human health and to the ecosystem. It means the pollutant is present in the soil to cause enough risk to the health and to the ecosystem. Such type of pollution is known as soil pollution. Again, the types of soil pollution, there are two important reason. First is anthropogenic, that is man-made, and second one is a natural cause. So anthropogenic, man-made are due to the synthetic system which is developed by human beings, and that is the pollution made by human beings, and natural causes are occurred due to the nature. So what are the different contaminants which are found in the soil? So there are basically two type of contaminants as in soil, because the major portion of soil being contaminated with both man-made and naturally occurring things. So there are contaminations such as naturally occurring contaminants such as metal, inorganic iron, salts, maybe phosphate, carbonate, sulfate, or maybe the presence of organic content such as protein, DNA, fats, alcohol, or certain type of microbes which are already present in the particular areas of the soil. So this may be the important reason of contamination. So for that purpose, we generally used to check the soil nature. So there may be reason that due to natural contamination, the particular type of metal may be higher in particular area, or particular type of ions or phosphate or certain type calcium content may be higher in the particular area. And the second important reason of contaminant is man-made. Due to man-made, there may be the hydrocarbons, heavy metals such as lead, mercury, arsenic, copper, zinc, nickel. They may be higher, or may be used of due to herbicides, pesticides, or chlorinated hydrocarbons. These are the important chemical or contaminants which are found in the soil pollution. Now, what are the types of this particular pollutions? First is the biological agents. So biological agents are the product of soil pollutant that contaminate the soils. And the second one is human activity, such as human generally practice on the soil, that is via agriculture practice using the pesticide chemicals. Then industrial waste, it may be sometime radioactive emissions, radioactive wastage, then urban wastage or chemical wastage. In urban wastage we include both degradable and non-degradable. Non-degradable, as I told in the previous slide, non-degradable, those are not been degraded with the use of normal microorganisms which are available in the soil. So these are the important types of soil pollutant which are present in the soils. Now, what are the diseases mainly caused due to soil pollution? So there are important different type of diseases. First is skin rashes, eye irritation, headache, nausea, and fatigueness. These are importantly observed due to the soil pollution. In certain severe conditions, there may be chances of cancer, kidney damage, and liver damage also. And in third type of disease, there are certain gases which are emitted due to microbial alteration in the contaminant which are present in the soil. So that contaminants cause also release of the gases, and that may also causes the certain disease. So these are the important diseases which are caused by the soil pollution. Now, how we can prevent such type of soil pollution? We can prevent such type of soil pollution by reducing the use of plastics. The first important thing, the plastic and poly bag should they are basically destroying the fertility of soil. So we should ban on such type of plastic. We should not throw the plastic anywhere. We should prevent our motherland from the plastic. The second is we should reduce the use of undegradable products. As I told you that undegradable products are not being consumed with the microorganism present in the soil, so that will remain as it is, which is causing pollution to the soil. So we should not use the undegradable product. Then we should reduce the use of chemical fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides. These are harmful carcinogenic pollutants which is causing a reduction in the fertility of the soil. Again, that may cause endangered to the human beings also for use. So we should reduce such type of chemical and fertilizer. Then we should reduce the industrial waste drain directly to the soil, so that our soil should be protected from this type of pollution. Then we should use the manures to increase the fertility. Not only preventing the soil pollution, we should help out the soil to increase its fertility by using the manure. Then we should reduce the soil erosion by more plantation. The most important thing how we can prevent a soil pollution is increasing a plantation. If plantation increases, the soil erosion, the important crust, important fertile soil will not be eroded, and the erosion of soil can be prevented. So these are the basic points how we can prevent the soil pollution. So dear viewers, this is all about the environmental pollution and what are